Thank you. The UN's World Health Organization, WHO, has declared monkeypox a public health emergency of international concern. This triggers WHO emergency powers to drive vaccine sales to financially benefit big pharmaceutical companies that donate to the WHO through their other commercial and ownership interests. The first thing a House of Review, like our Senate, should do is ask, is this a legitimate decision? The answer, it is not. No. The UN's WHO has succumbed to regulatory capture, a troubling development in governance. That may plunge Western society into serfdom under large corporations. Regulatory capture occurs where a regulatory agency mandated to oversee and enforce rules to protect public interest ends up under undue influence from companies with vested interests, such as the entities it's meant to regulate, or special interest groups. This can result in the agency making decisions that prioritise the interests of these parties over the broader public interest. The New South Wales Government lists 6 areas for regulatory capture: adherence to public interest principles, organisational culture, structure, processes, transparency, staff experience. The WHO fails all 6. I've often spoken about the corruption, cronyism and illegal behaviour of the World Health Organization. Some of my WHO speeches are on my website. The WHO fails to hold staff accountable for misbehaviour, including rape and sexual assault. Its own investigators conclude the WHO is rotten with rapists, their words. A failure of organisational culture and a failure of staffing quality. WHO is a corrupt organisation whose decisions benefit its billionaire sponsors with substantial health interests. The scam is simple. Take a disease that's around for generations, firstly the flu, then more recently bird flu, and now monkeypox. Plant scary stories in media, desperate for clickbait articles. Use the media-driven fear to declare a pandemic. And then Payday. Mandate vaccines financially benefiting the billionaires that funded the media scare. This betrays the public interest. The WHO is a con, a fraud, a criminal enterprise designed to transfer wealth from taxpayers into the pockets of their billionaire donors and owners, designed to do that. An organisation Australian taxpayers gave $30 million last year, despite WHO having $8 billion in financial assets. That donation was likely more about fealty than financing. Identifying WHO's donors is difficult, since its annual accounts show 32% of donations as another failure of transparency. One of WHO's major donors is Gavi, the globalist vaccine alliance of international academics, bureaucrats and pharmaceutical companies, funded through corporate donations from companies whose share register features investment funds like BlackRock and Vanguard, featuring on Big Pharma share registries. They own Big Pharma. If Australia had racketeering laws, this arrangement would be illegal. This is a failure in structure. The monkeypox declaration came from WHO's Director-General, Tedros Ghebreyesus, acting alone. The process for making such an important decision is not meaningfully regulated and gives Ghebreyesus too much power to direct a worldwide health response. This is a failure of process, and it's deliberate. The proclamation is designed to create an international market for new monkeypox vaccines. The WHO already have 4 approved vaccines for monkeypox: Sildenafil, distributed through Pfizer; Brincidafir, manufactured and distributed through Chimerex, whose controlling shareholders include Vanguard and predatory wealth fund cronies; T-Pox from Seeger Pharmaceuticals, with shareholders BlackRock and Vanguard; and ACAM 2000 from Emergent Biosolutions, whose largest shareholders are, wait for it, BlackRock and Vanguard. With these drugs, the world's predatory billionaires have decided it's time for another fundraiser. All 4 drugs are off-label use. So any day now, expect a killer new vaccine for monkeypox to be given the Hosanna Palm Frond parade through our disgraced regulators like Canberra's Therapeutic Goods Administration at TGA. The WHO tested this scam a few years ago with a minor media fear campaign that discovered that the public didn't take something called monkeypox seriously. So they rebranded it Mpox. Amusingly, they claimed the name monkeypox was insulting to monkeys. Monkeys have feelings too, you know. So Mpox is monkeypox rebranded to sell more vaccines from vaccine companies who funnel the profits into the world's predatory billionaires. Those same billionaires who own the corporations that donate to Gavi and the WHO as well as filling the coffers of political parties around the world, including massive donations to both cheeks of the Liberal-Labor uni-party in this country. Last Tuesday, American congressional investigators revealed that for nearly 9 years, Anthony Fauci concealed plans to engineer a pandemic-capable Mpox virus with high transmissibility and a case fatality rate of up to 15%. That's homicide. The gain-of-function project proposed through NIAID in America from virologist Bernard Moss was to splice genes conferring high pathogenicity from the clade 1 virus into the more transmissible clade 2 virus. The new chimeric or combined virus could have retained up to a 15% fatality rate and a 2.4 reproductive rate, a measure of transmissibility, meaning, on average, every sick person could infect up to 2.4 other people, giving it pandemic potential. Marvellous what it's designed to do. We know gain-of-function research produced the COVID-19 virus. Is this monkeypox outbreak also man-made? Gain-of-function research serves no useful purpose and should be terminated immediately. It's deeply troubling Australia's CSIRO admitted and bragged about its involvement in gain-of-function research that produced COVID-19. And now an online meme simply says, "They're doing it again because you didn't punish them last time." That's truth indeed. The WHO fails all 6 elements of regulatory capture, and so does Australia's Therapeutic Goods Administration, the TGA. The TGA is not acting in the public interest, which New South Wales Deputy Ombudsman Chris Wheeler considers fundamental to representative democratic government. The TGA may claim that during COVID it was caught between the Parliament, its direct employer and the wider public. It chose to serve the government's need for air cover for controls decided on political, not medical grounds. The TGA should have read the findings of the 1990 WA Inc. Royal Commission, which found, quote, "The institutions, officials and agencies of government exist for the public to serve the interests of the public." That's clear. Yet during COVID, the TGA chose a different path, to support their own agency to the detriment of the public. What will the TGA do this time with monkeypox? Monkeypox is transmitted through direct contact from sexual activity or intravenous drug use. A Philpott scientific study found 98.7% of infections resulted from gay male sexual transmission. Transmission can occur through direct personal contact of the infected site. Infected animals can spread the disease. Asymptomatic spread, though, is, like COVID, an assertion with no evidence. The clade 1A variant of monkeypox can infect children. The clade currently circulating, though, 1B and 2, have not been proven to infect children. Australia has 2 monkeypox vaccines approved for over 18s. Both are off-label, repurposed drugs approved for smallpox. Jynneos from Bavarian Nordic uses Cidofir, I mentioned earlier, as the active ingredient. Bavarian Nordic has an application into America's Food and Drug Administration to give this vaccine to children aged 12 to 18 and are in early testing to support their application to extend use to children aged 2 and above. 2 and above. Why does a child need a vaccine against a disease that's predominantly only transmitted through sexual contact or intravenous drug use? The case for monkeypox vaccination program must be a very high bar for any person who does not engage in risky sexual activity. TGA's website data from the 2022 monkeypox round of vaccinations in Australia shows 3,163 adverse events per 100,000 vaccinations, a staggeringly high 3%. I note a study published in the journal Frontiers in Medicine with authors from the University of New South Wales entitled "Autoimmune Blistering Skin Diseases Triggered by COVID-19 Vaccinations and Australian Case Series." This report found that COVID-19 vaccination caused the recipient to either develop autoimmune blistering disease or made an existing condition worse. The cases are extremely rare, and for once I can agree with the TGA. I alert Australia to the chance that these outbreaks of a related disease could be mistaken for monkeypox. I note that autoimmune diseases and shingles, that's herpes zoster, can intersect and both are side effects of the COVID vaccines. If the Senate is going to be called on to support a monkeypox response, then it's essential every case is verified through publicly disclosed laboratory testing. Page after page of redacted data was used to support COVID measures, and the damage to public health is undeniable. It's homicide. Safe and effective was not one lie, it was 2. People are not believing the UN World Health Organization Mpox narrative. The time for blind trust is over. We're now in the age of prove it.
Thank you, Senator.